keeping some certain names in my mind so that on the basis of which I'll be marking you people, and on that basis only you people will receive your stipends. So in this class, previously what we used to do, like when we people were learning JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and all those things, if we want to display an image in our website, what we used to do, we just simply used to copy the link of the image and we used to paste it inside our Google Forms. So that, say for example, you are making a to-do list. You have certain fields inside your form, say for example, name, quantity, image, etc. And whichever data you wanted to showcase on the web on your web page, what you used to do, you used the inner HTML keyword in order to show that data on your web page. How many of you agree with me? Okay. But when we are actually working with a professional or industrial project, what we do, we just can't copy paste the image URLs, right? Over there, if you are developing an e-commerce website, you have to update the images of some real products, those products which your company owns, right? And in order to upload those products, we need certain different mediums. Say, for example, we have Cloudinary, right? And also, we are also having Malta. So using those things, we can upload our images, our Excel sheets, etc. in order to store them inside a folder or as well as to store them inside a database. So today in this class, what we are going to do is we will implement how to upload an image in the website, and after uploading that image in the website, that gets stored inside a folder which is our backend folder. Got this? So for today, we will be developing the backend, and tomorrow we will be developing the front end. So in order to learn the backend, I have made 3 folders inside the backend folder. First one is the models folder, second one is the routes folder. Inside the models folder, I have placed booking, and routes I have placed booking routes. And what is the purpose of .env file?
Setup environment.
Stores sensitive
I'm
information.
storing sensible information like our database key and all.
Learn to save Cloudinary password and ID.
Okay. So inside the models, I have made a particular model. That is, I have made the title, the description, image, user, and status. Say, for example, a user wants to book the tickets for the movie, like we usually do in Book My Show, right? We usually provide the name of the user that wants to use the book, etc. But that is on the user's part. But what if the Book My Show is run by the admin? Over there, the admin has to upload the images of those movies which has been recently released, isn't it?
Yes.
So, in the part of the admin, in order to upload the images or the related data related to that particular movie, we will be developing a router on the basis of this schema. Understood? So here, inside the booking routes, what I will be doing is, and write const express is equal to require express. And then I will write const router. So which middleware of express shall I use over here? So here I'll write express dot router. And then I will import Bulletin. So in order to import this, we have to install it. And how do we install these dependencies, using which command?
npm install.
npmi.
So here I will write require multi. After multi, I will create a variable const booking is equal to, here in this variable, I will store the path of this file using require. Inside this, I will place the path. Here I'm having modules. Inside the modules, I'm having booking. So these variables I have made, right? After that, what will I do? Just a second, hold on for a while. Yeah, is the screen visible now? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So here we have made this routes. So inside the routes, we can also place the logic. So we can place the logic inside the controllers folder as well. Or along with that, we can also use the routes folder in order to create the logic. So here, what am I going to do is, I will create a variable. And the name of the variable will be storage. It's equal to, here I will write multi dot disk storage. Using this disk storage, what we are doing, whichever data the user wants to provide to the backend, that is going to store on the disk. Instead of storing it in the RAM, what we are doing, we are storing it on the disk. Why? Because the RAM data is very temporary, right? So here, inside the disk storage, what do? We will define two keywords, that is destination along with that we will also define a keyword file name. Okay. So what does these two keywords mean? The destination decides in which folder the image or the data provided by the user is going to be stored, and the file name tells us which file name should be provided to that particular data which is provided by the user. Now, how to define the destination? We will define the destination using an arrow function. And here we will take request, comma, file, followed by CB as the parameters of the parameters of the arrow function. Now you will ask me, what is the meaning of this CB? This CB stands for the callback function. And inside this function, what we will do? We will write CB, and as the first parameter, I will write null. So null means that no error is there inside this particular function, you can say. After that, we are going to define the name of the folder. So here, what folder name should I provide? Let's provide it uploads. So whenever the user will try to provide any kind of image or the file to the backend, then what will happen? That particular image or file will search for this upload folder and get stored inside this uploads. Got my point?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So if the user wants to store something inside the uploads folder, what is the very much essential condition for this uploads folder? Any guess? Are you being able to see any uploads folder in the backend?
No.
ma'am. No, ma'am.
So how can he store the data in the
No.
upload folder?
I think we have to create it.
Okay. So here as the data is going to store inside the uploads folder, what we have to do inside the backend folder, we have to create an uploads folder. So here I'll name this as uploads. All right. So now the user will get enabled in order to store the data inside the uploads folder. And now coming on to the file name. So can you tell me which is that particular thing which constantly changes? Anything that particularly changes, like
Like
it
age, date, like that one, date, day, time.
yeah, the time, which means that in order to make the name of a file unique from the another file, what we can use a particular timestamp in order to make the names of different files unique. Say for example, it's now 6:12 and some seconds, and the next moment the second will be different. So this is how the timestamp of one file is different from the another file. In order to use that timestamp, in order to name the file, we use the date.now function. And here we are going to use it with the help of the same thing, that is request followed by file and then a callback function. See. And similarly, here also there will be no error. For that, I will write CB. And since there are no error, I will write null as the first parameter. After that, I will write date dot now in order to record this particular timestamp, followed by an hyphen and followed by the actual file name. For that, I will write file dot original name, which means that if you are saving a file with the name, say for example, you are saving the image of a rose. So over there, what you will do, you will save the image of the rose with the name rose1.img. So what will happen? It will name it as some one, let's provide it, 17725689456, etc., followed by an hyphen and then rose1. So this is how the name of the file is going to be stored inside which folder?
Uploads folder.
So by now what we have done, we have provided the destination and file name of the data provided by the user. After that, what we will do, we will assign this entire thing to a variable so that it will become easier for us whenever we want this particular functionality to use somewhere other inside our code, right? So over here, what I will do, I will create a variable upload. See, the folder name is different and the variable name is different. The folder name is uploads and the variable name is upload. This is how you have to make the variable names unique, and you just can't provide same thing each and everywhere, right? So here I will write multi because I'm using, we have to use multi for this. And since we are storing this entire functionality inside the storage variable, I will pass this storage variable inside the multi function. Got till this much? Or are there any doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
No doubts are there, right?
Yes.
Alright. So now what we will do, we will try to post an image. So how to post that? Using which HTML method we can post an image?
Post.
So here, let's create an entry for booking, right? So what fields did the booking model had? The booking had the title, description of the movie, image of the movie, user, and then status. So we usually have the ticket in the pending or the approved, in the approved or pending status, right? So what will we do? Inside the booking routes, we are going to create an HTTP method followed by an API endpoint. For that, I will write router dot host. Inside this, I will pass an endpoint. After that, I will create, or I have to write upload dot single, and then I will pass image. So can anybody tell me what is happening inside this particular thing? Any idea?
Save the image URL to our database.
Okay, see, what is happening is, this is the uploads variable that I have, in which I have stored this entire storage function, right? So whenever a user will try to upload an image, so the user will be enabled only to upload a single image at a time. Getting my point? Which is why we are writing this single function over here. Understood? So that whenever the user will try to upload a single image, which is why I have passed the image inside the single method as the parameter, this entire upload function, which is storing the storage function inside this, will get executed. And then this particular image will get stored in the particular destination with the particular file name. Understood? Or any doubt? If you want me to explain one more time, then I will explain it. All right. But be ready to answer my doubts when I will ask you people in the Viva. Over there, I just don't want to listen that, ma'am, I don't understand this. Because I am giving you ample amount of time to ask your doubts. And I can solve your doubts repeatedly. Okay. So after passing this as the second parameter, I will pass one more parameter. That is the asynchronous function. For that, I will write async, and I will pass request and response as the parameter inside the asynchronous function. Inside the function body, I will start a try catch flow. Right? So tell me, what is the first line I should write inside the try block? What do we usually do in order to take the input values from the user?
Save it into our database.
Can you please repeat?
Save it into our databases.
So in order to save this thing in our database, we need to take some data from the user, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So how do we take the input from the user?
Using get method.
Add-ins or
So I will request you people to open that authentication folder once and check how did I take the username and password from the user as the input inside the registry. Okay. So I don't want to give these kinds of hints whenever I want to, whenever I'm asking these questions to you people. Like, you people should have some idea regarding these, right? All right, because in Viva, I'm not going to help you in any way. Not even I'm going to provide the hint. So you people must answer me correctly in the Viva. That's why I'm asking you these questions. For that, so tell me, which input should I take from the user?
The file which he is uploading.
our all schemas details.
Okay. So here, as the details, I will take, first I will write the const keyword. Inside this, I will take title followed by the description and then the username, that is the user, from the user. And then I will write request dot body. After taking these from the body, one more thing that I want from the user is what is that thing? What else do I want from the user? Just check at this.
Image.
Image.
Okay. We will take the image. So for that, I will write const image is equal to request dot file, and here I will place a ternary operator, and then I will provide the file name. So the reason behind placing this ternary operator after the file, the reason behind placing the ternary operator after the file is that, say for example, you do not pass the image as the parameter whenever you are testing this API. Then also this will not, who is the one? Kishan, can you please switch your mic off? Okay. So say for example, while testing this API, you pass these three fields as the input to the server, but you forget to pass the image as the input to the server. Then also the server is not going to provide any kind of error while responding to the client. So this is why we are passing this ternary operator over here. So here I am writing the server is not going to provide any error even if the user does not pass the image as the input. Understood? Or are there any doubt? Guys, I'm asking something and you people are supposed to answer me.
Yes, ma'am.
So here I will write const booking is equal to, I will place an await. Yeah.
Show me our booking schemas. Then in booking schemas, you simply write image as a string. Then
Yeah.
how it handles by this ternary operator, because file.name saves null value when someone not pass any images.
See, whenever we want to upload something, what we do? We'll go over there. And then we are having these query parameters. Understood? And then we also have inside the body, we are having this form, right? And in order to upload some kind of, say for example, PDF or Excel sheet, what do we do? In the place of fields, I will write image. And then here, in the place of values, I will not provide values. In place of this, I will click on this files, right? And here, if I will click on this files, here I will place image, and then it is also providing me choose file option. So this is exactly what we mean by request.file. And when inside the body, we will write JSON, and here we can pass our JSON data, that is the rest of the fields, name, description, etc. Now are you being able to understand why? Because the name of the file itself is a string. Getting my point? So whichever data we are passing inside the browser, that takes it as a string only.
Basically,
Which is
our
why-
database basically our database saves only the link of the images.
Yeah,
The entire files.
yeah. It saves the entire file, not the link.
MongoDB can save entire files.
Yeah. See, I'm already having such. See, are you being able to see this entire this entire all right,
Yes.
this entire PDF, the directory to this entire PDF.
Yes.
So this PDF, that is material.pdf, is stored inside my database only in a PDF format. Like if I will work with some kind of website, and if I am developing that, and if I want my students to access some kind of data that I have taught inside the class, what I will do, I will write inside the PDF, and then I will store it in my MongoDB, and using the backend coding, I will make it available to each and every student present in each and every student who are accessing that website. And here, inside the enrolled users, I'm storing the ID of that particular user who is using this particular database. Here as well, I have one more PDF. Understood?
Yes.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, I think this is the path of file, and file is stored in our backend.
That's
In
what I'm
upload
saying,
directory.
right? Inside the uploads folder, we are storing that file only. So, which is why we are creating this uploads folder, right? This uploads folder, so that we'll be able to store our pictures inside this.
It means, ma'am, our file will be in the backend, and that path will be in the database.
Yeah, and we can also store the images in the database as well. See, yeah,
Why are you creating the upload file in your system? Why are you not directly sending to the databases?
see, because we need a folder inside the backend file which has to store some kind of data inside it, and it's a part of like whenever you are working with the disk storage, you need to provide certain destination over there, and you just can provide the destination as MongoDB. Why? Because we are using the Mongo URL in order to create the schema. Inside using that Mongo URL, we are making different schemas in order to store in that particular MongoDB URL. Getting my point? Because MongoDB does not contain some kind of folders or files. It contains a schema.
Can I define it in schema? Please accept the files extensions.
Can you please repeat?
मैम तो जहाँ पे हम इमेज की वो जो स्कीमा के अंदर डिवाइन कर रखा है कि स्ट्रिंग टाइप की डेटा सेव करना है, वहाँ पे हम फाइल भी तो सेव करवा सकते थे कि कोई फाइल ही सेव कर दो डायरेक्ट.
How do you want to access that data? First tell me. In what form do you want that data to be visible to others?
By retrieving from the MongoDB.
By retrieving from the MongoDB, right? So
Yes, sir.
whenever the user will upload some kind of image, what will happen? At first, it will get stored inside the uploads folder, and then it will get stored inside the MongoDB as well. For example, inside the e-commerce website. Here I have the different kind of images that I have stored inside my MongoDB. It is the wireless mouse, headphones, USB charger, etc. So these are the images that are present inside my MongoDB as well, and which are present inside the uploads folder as well. Without this uploads folder, you will not be able to work with the multer. Because while working with the multer, you need to specify some kind of destination over here. And you have to pass a folder's name as the parameter inside the destination.
Okay, ma'am.
Is there any other thing that you want to ask?
No.
Ma'am,
Yes, Sandeep.
as we storing our files in backend in upload folder,
Yeah.
then backend storage will increase. It will affect in our server.
The
Storage.
disk storage will increase, which is why, see, we are developing the website in a smaller scale, right? But in the higher scale, those people have terabytes of data, right? What they use different kind of, they do not use this disk storage, RAM, etc., local storage, etc., in order to store the data. They use different kind of clouds or different databases in order to store their data. Getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
So they already have that infrastructure to store that large amount of data. Since we are working with a small amount of data in order to build these websites, that's why we are using this.
Ma'am,
Yeah, Omkar.
ma'am, so by using Multer, we can upload images and PDFs by front end, and we can store it in our MongoDB backend, right, ma'am?
Yeah.
So, ma'am, we can also use this Multer in user profile, so to upload our images, a user profile type. We can use it
Yeah,
there, right?
sure. Yeah. Any kind of data that you want to upload in your website, over there you can store Multer, or else you can also use Cloudinary. So now moving on, here I have created the tripod. So inside the booking variable, what I have done, I have written await, and then I will use this booking data booking schema. So for that I will write booking dot followed by the create method. In order to create a new entry, I will write create followed by all the fields that the user has provided, that is title followed by description, then the image, after that the user. So these will be stored inside the schema. Which schema?
The booking scheme.
Okay. So it will respond with a JSON message. It is response from JSON, and all these data will be provided to the user. So I will pass booking as the parameter over there. Why? Because it is storing all these data inside this, right? And if any error occurs over here, it will respond with a status code of 500. Res dot status 500 dot JSON error dot message. Okay. So this is how we can create a new entry inside our scheme. After that, what if the user wants to access those data? Which HTTP method should the user use?
Get.
So here I will write router dot get. And here I will pass again the empty
Get.
API. So here I will write an asynchronous function and request followed by response. Then I will write const bookings. Again, this one is the different variable from the booking variable. Is equal to await booking. Which method do we use? Do we usually use in order to search the data present inside the schema?
Find.
Find one.
Great.
Go, sir. Fine.
And then we will write res.json. Inside this, what should I pass?
Anyone field.
Bookings. So those data will be provided to the user, which are found using the find function. Similarly, if I want to search a particular data, what do I have to pass in the parameter? So here I will write ID. And here in place of find, I will write what? Great.
Find by ID.
And inside the parameter,
We provide ID.
Params.id.
request dot params dot ID. The rest of the things are going to be same. And here I will, instead of bookings, I will write bookings 1. Here also I will write bookings. And now if I want to update the data, I will write router dot which method?
Book method.
In order to update the data, what I will do? At first tell me, by seeing this entire schema, which data am I most likely to update?
Status.
Okay. So I can update the status using the put method. So here I will pass the ID and then I will pass status as the parameter, like as the endpoint. And then I will provide async, then request and response. After that, I will write const bookings 2 is equal to await booking dot which method shall I write? It's already being visible. So here I will write request dot params dot ID followed by here I will write status and then request dot body from the body request dot body from the body it will take the value of the status. So here I will write status. After that, since it's a new entry, we will write new and we will assign 2. And here I will write response.json, the new data, that is the updated data. So for that I will write bookings 2. And finally I will write module dot exports is equal to router. I will save it. Now moving on to the server.js. Inside the server.js, I will again copy and paste this. And then const mongoose is equal to require mongoose, and then const booking routes is equal to require and after that, how to access the data which is present inside the .env file using which method?
process.env.
I'm asking about the method, not the keyword.
.env.config.
So at first I will import the .env dependency, and then I will use the .config method. And here I will assign the express to variable app. And then I will write app dot use express dot json. And then I will use app dot use. And here I have to declare what is it going to happen if it is uploads followed by express dot static and then uploads. So this line is very much essential whenever you are working with the multer or the uploads folder. So whenever like this line redirects the control flow so that the data which is being passed by the user while working with the API testing. Over there, it will take the name of the folder, and then using this method, it will tell the server in order to store that data inside this particular folder. Got my point? App.use, and then here we will define our API endpoints. This API followed by bookings. What should I write as the second parameter?
Booking group.
Booking.
And in order to connect with the Mongoose database, dot connect process dot env dot mongo URI dot then if it is successfully connected, then it will show the message app dot listen. At first it will take the port number 5000 and then console dot log server is running at HTTP localhost followed by what?
Port name.
Correct.
And then if any error occurs, we will handle it with cache. Error, then it should show console dot error. And then the actual. We will save it. I will go to the terminal.
Ma'am, required
What?
course, required course, and call the
See, we have not developed the front end yet, right? So when we are not sending the request to the front end, over there we are not required to use the course. But while sending the data to the front end, we need to use the course. Got my point?
Okay.
So here at first, I will install the nodemon. Okay. Should be. Hold on. Alright, our server is running. Here I will go. I will create a new request. Go to the body and inside the form, I will place. What all data do I need to provide? Tell me fast.
title description.
Which field was the very first field?
Title.
Title.
Title. So the title is Dune. And then description, right?
Yes.
This is a Hollywood movie. Followed by the description, what else did we had?
Image.
User.
Okay. Ed Sheeran. And then the image, right? And here I will write image. So using the image, I will take the pictures. I will provide this image. Okay. And after the image, what else was there?
Status.
Okay, let's do not pass the status, and it will provide us the default method, right? A default value of the status. So here we will write. Let's take it from here. Copy it, and then I will paste it over. The endpoint was API, and then API bookings. And then for the post request, it is okay. The empty. Let's post it. Okay. Paid version. Okay, let's Here we are not being able to upload the image because we need to pay it. Let's check it in Postman. API and then bookings. Here the method is post. Form data. Title. Avengers. Followed by what? Description, right? The last one. Image. This one is of the type file. And here I will select the files. Yeah. Mac. And then users was there, right? After the description, users was there.
Just one.
Thought. Let's send it. Okay, we have got our status as pending and then ID, image, etc. And let's check if that thing, the image is being stored inside the uploads folder. Let's check it. Bookings. In hospital 5, I've already used it. So given was this one, and here it was the image. Let's do one thing. Let's copy this entire image and then go to the browser. Here, right? HTTP. And here let's provide the API endpoint as bookings. And then after that, we will paste the name of the image. Okay. So as you people can see that we are getting an error, which means what? This image is not present inside the uploads folder. So, when we will be working with the front end, at that time we will see if we are uploading it using the front end, is it causing the same error? Any doubt till now except this one? Any doubt in the code that I have got? Right. So if there are no any doubts, then you people can leave the meeting. Or else people can. Yeah, one more thing that I want to let you people know is that before 27th, you people are having a project evaluation. That is your final project evaluation, where you have to show me your entire website that you have developed, the backend and the frontend. And at that moment, as I have already told you, I will not listen the excuse that, ma'am, can we show it later? And I have not developed it yet, etc., etc. no excuse will be entertained at that time.
Ma'am, on 27 or before that?
Before or
date.
on 27. I have already told you people to be ready for that since the very beginning of the class.
Ma'am, we can share the means group project in the link means same Google Meet.
Yeah,
Okay, ma'am.
you have to show it to me using the screen share.
Yes, ma'am. Screen sharing. Okay.
All right, people leave the meeting.
Ma'am,
Hello.
Yeah.
ma'am, during our project evaluation, what first